everyone, my name is Pink Yulia, and welcome back to Adventure of a Lifetime. Ryota had just given us his canoe with permission to use it to look for the ghost ship, so let's see where it takes us. All three of us climbed into the canoe and headed out to sea. I like the water animation here, it's very nice. Oh my goodness, it's the first time we actually get to see our face. We're kinda cute, I'm not gonna lie. An outrigger canoe rides closer to the water than most boats, so it was like gliding across the surface of the water. Because there was so little resistance with the surface, it had the smoothest ride. It felt amazing. But even so... Is this canoe safe? Emily was crouched low in the canoe, holding onto the edge of the hull for dear life. We already told you it's safe. But, ah! The boat swayed as it rode over a small wave, and Emily let out a scream as she almost fell overboard. Here we go, I said as I quickly offered her a hand. Thank you. I wasn't surprised by her anxiety. It was her first time on a boat this small after all. Emily squeezed my hand tightly and didn't seem likely to let go. This action seemed to be completely subconscious, so I let her be. And you seemed so strong and sure of yourself back on land. Emily started sulking as I teased her. The sea's different. Back on solid ground, I'm not afraid of anything. You were white as a sheet when we mentioned ghosts. Speaking of, why do you hate the sea so much? Because the sea has sharks, Emily whispered as she lost all color. A long time ago, I saw this scary shark movie, and every time I look at the sea, I think of that movie. Oh, that really famous one? Well, yeah, that one was pretty scary. For a while there, even I was pretty nervous every time I went to the beach. Right? When all those sharks go up in the tornado? Oh my frickin' god, the Sharknado. That one? Huh? What are you talking about? Why would sharks be in a tornado? Yeah, that one isn't quite what you'd call famous. It was a rather infamous B-movie. These days, sharks were second only to zombies in the B-movie hierarchy. These days, sharks were turning into robots or zombies were going to space. I get sharks being scary, but how could that movie make you scared of the whole ocean? It's not just that. The sea is so dark you can't see the bottom. Plus it has that funny smell. Chisa and I looked at each other. Just what sea is she talking about? Anyway, where are we now? Let's see. Chisa checked our location on the map. Just a little ways to go now. Looking around, I realized we were pretty far from land. And when Emily noticed, she almost burst into tears. Hey! Is this tiny boat really safe so far out to sea? What if we can't make it back? Are you absolutely certain this is safe? We're totally fine. My ancestors crossed the Pacific in a boat like this. What do you mean? You don't know? Polynesians used canoes to cross the Pacific all the way to Japan and Hawaii. It sounded hard to believe, but it was true. People had crossed the ocean in canoes, and naturally, this was before engines. Not that. The part about your ancestors. Oh, that part? I guess a few generations back, people migrated here from the Hawaiian Islands. They married Japanese people, had kids, then the kids got married, so on and so forth, and now here I am. Originally, The Ogasawara Islands were uninhabited. People from all over just ended up here and started living together. There are even people with Western ancestry, just like you. Oh, really? You're of mixed heritage, right? Yeah, Papa's Japanese and Mama's American, but Mama's family is somewhere in Northern Europe. I guess you and Chisa both come from people that crossed the sea. Many years ago, before computers helped with navigation, people risked their lives during sea voyages. Quite the adventure. And 2 descendants of those adventures were here now. But these 2 were nothing compared to my grandpa, especially when it came to crossing seas. Outrigger canoes are used for fishing, so they can carry a lot of weight without tipping over. They're really stable. So you can lay off Hiro's hand. Ah! When Chisa pointed it out, Emily turned bright red and let go of my hand. If you get scared again, a cute girl like you is always free to take my hand. Smooth! Oh my god, Chisa just hit us. That's freaking hilarious. Ow! Don't get cocky. Chisa attacked me with a paddle. Oh my god! Even if she wasn't being serious, I'd appreciate it if she didn't use a weapon, right? What the heck? Jeez, I bet you 2 are all over each other at home, huh? Right, aren't you? Not at all. Yeah. Well, why not? Emily suddenly looked embarrassed. Well, for one, Emily sleeps on the 2nd floor. Okay. And that stubborn old granny has insisted that I sleep on the floor in the cafe on the 1st floor. Sorry about that, Hiro. Don't worry about it, it's not your fault. Besides, staying at the shop is kind of what I wanted anyway. Huh? Well, okay then. What was that supposed to mean? By the way, outrigger canoes can only sail on calm waters. Calm? Like the sea is now, with very few waves. The seas around Ogasawara are really calm during summer, but before that, it's really rough. Huh. Emily seemed to relax as we talked, and Chisa continued guiding the canoe onward to our destination. It should be around here somewhere. She stopped the motor, then bent over to thrust her face into the water and have a look around. I don't see it. Are you sure this is the spot? Yeah, see that big boulder over there? She pointed down into the water. But it was so deep I couldn't see anything. They said I got caught around here. There were a lot of strange rock formations on the seabed, so it was a popular spot for divers. The ship was last seen here 3 years ago, right before the typhoon hit. There was no reason to believe it would still be here. But then Chisa suddenly started undressing. Here. Chisa gave her clothes to Emily. She was wearing a swimsuit underneath. Huh? What are you doing? I'm going to take a look. And with that, Chisa jumped into the water. Is she okay? It's so deep down there. She could drown. She's in her element. Before long, we lost sight of Chisa as she disappeared into the darker depths of the sea. We sat in the canoe, the silence overwhelming now that the engine had stopped. What should we do if she doesn't come back? I don't have a boat license, and I have no idea how to start this thing. Emily was on the verge of tears as she started to shake her head. No, I won't. I don't want to die like this. I'm just messing with you. We've got paddles, so if we work together, we could get back to land. And here I thought you were a nice guy. Turns out you're just a big bully. Anyway, there's no way Chisa would drown in a water this calm. Just as I said this, Chisa's head popped out of the water. Yeah. How'd it go? Chisa shook her head. No sign of it down there. I see. I do have some good news for the little lady, though. Huh? I couldn't find any sign of the hull debris, so it appears the ship is still whole, at least. So that means it must be still out here somewhere. Well, there's a chance. A small one. Hiroki, lend me a hand. I took Chisa's hand and pulled her up. But then... a strangled noise escaped from Emily's lips, and she started smacking my shoulder. Ow, ow, ow! What's your problem? Shark! She pointed frantically towards the fin cutting through the waves, moving closer to us. That's exactly what it is. A fin. As in the dolphin. If you don't get Chisa out of the water, it'll eat her alive! What? The fin came rushing up towards us, and just when we thought it would hit the canoe... Eee! He cried as he leapt from the water, and then... Splash! Ah! Oof! Ah! Finn the dolphin came down sideways, sending a huge wave of water crashing over us. Ugh! You stupid dolphin! Finn seemed pleased with the success of his prank. He really was a brat. Then, with a little push from Finn, Chisa boarded the canoe. Thanks, Finn. Chisa petted the tip of his nose, much to Finn's delight. Emily slumped back in relief, though she kept a wary eye on Finn. Is that the dolphin from before? Yup, our lifesaver. Why don't you try petting him too, Emily? Me? I said your name, didn't I? Yeah. Emily fearfully reached her hand out as Finn moved toward her. Oh, well, aren't you sweet? Here, boy. Without warning, Finn quickly dodged the outstretched hand and... Splash! Ah! Finn used his pectoral fin to splash water in Emily's face. Wow, Finn's so rude! Bad Finn! Eee! Finn took off, squeaking maniacally. Emily, are you okay? He's not sweet at all. I hate everything in the sea. Clearly, Finn only increased Emily's distaste for the sea. Should we start heading back? I'm starving. I looked at my watch and realized it was way past lunchtime. Sure, but can we make a quick pit stop first? Where to? My part-time job. It'll be just a sec. Chisa started up the motor. Okay, here we go. Finn, you come too. Eee! The outrigger canoe began to glide over the calm sea once more. After 15 minutes or so, Chisa cut the engine. This is where you work? Yep, though it's actually below the surface. A boat was anchored nearby, apparently a transport for divers. When we looked down into the rather shallow water, we could see divers swimming about below. They had noticed Finn swimming with us and started pointing and taking photos. I'll be right back. Chisa casually jumped back into the sea. What kind of part-time job could she have out here? Beats me. I had no idea. It's not like she was out catching sea urchins or shrimp, right? Perhaps she was a guide for the divers? Huh? What's that? Huh? That, over there. That red thing. Do we actually get to see this red thing? Ooh, pretty picture. Chisa was swimming toward the red mailbox set up on the seafloor. A mailbox said. Oh, and there's Finn in the background. What? This is such a nice picture. Finn was swimming behind her playfully. Come on, stop messing around. Finn wanted to play and it didn't look like he would back off until she joined him. So they began swimming around playfully in the water. It became an impromptu dolphin show. A single girl and dolphin swam through the sun-bathed waters, the aquatic dance creating a magical atmosphere. The divers swimming nearby started to gather to watch the show. Finn blew out a large ring of bubbles. Here we go. And I think we're going to stop this here and we'll get to see Cheesa and Finn's show next time. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you next time. Bye!